is Sarah Bentley Pearson, and I am excited to share my podcast, which features wonderful talent that I've been so lucky to discover in the Southeast. This was born out of a list that I created in 2015 called Sarah's List, and through my work in real estate, which I've been doing since 2005, and styling work, and just my personal life and my personal interests, I've been able to meet so many wonderful people, and I'm excited to share them with you.
Weird.
Pietro.
Okay.
Well, I know your story a little bit because you and I met years ago through Melanie Turner.
9 years ago.
And I go to your restaurant all the time. I've been to all of them. I do like the one on Howell Mill a lot, but it's like
Thank you.
geographically undesirable
Yeah, I know.
for me.
It's a weird one.
I'm not a hipster. No, I'm just not a hipster. I'm not like 25 and living downtown. I'm, living in Buckhead.
You just turned.
I'm not saying.
Oh, I have your birthday in my phone calendar. It was like 2 weeks ago.
No, October.
October? Yeah,
Scorpio.
well, not far.
What are you?
Taurus.
We're a perfect match, actually.
Whenever you get divorced again, just let me know.
Not doing that. I've been there, done it.
Same.
Like
just
horrible.
Over,
like
2 years ago.
No, I'm not doing it.
No.
Okay, so
Rome. To here, yeah.
Beautiful place to be from. And then you moved to Monaco. Like your
No,
life.
I was actually born in Rome, moved to Monaco, yeah.
Yeah.
At 8 years old, until about 23.
Oh. That's
my mom's still there.
Oh, your mom's in Monaco?
Yeah.
I've never been to Monaco, but that's
It used to be really great. Now it's all, it's all about who spends more and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was in
Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez this summer with my son. And my son was like,
why is water 50
he
bucks?
says, I feel like fried chicken. And I said, I'm glad you know you are fried chicken. Like in your Ole Miss
Unless
belt.
you make it. Yeah.
But anyway, it changed his life and he loved it. And then you went to the American International School. What was the name of that
in
school?
Nice.
Is it called the American International School? Because I went to the John F. Kennedy School in Berlin. So that, it was the same concept. So you had some classes probably in
French, some
and
in English. And then we had the extra language, which for me was Spanish.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it was one of I think it was 1991 when I graduated, and it was the first year they had the IB, International Baccalaureate.
Oh, okay.
So you had to have 2 languages, if not 3.
Well,
it was great. The
that's
IB,
really cool.
And the IB program is now like a standard pretty much in Europe.
Well, they have it here, even at the public schools.
Yeah.
At North Atlanta.
But also this one.
International school?
No. The one at the end of Peachtree Battle.
Oh, Lovett or Westminster?
No, public.
Oh, public.
They have IB.
Oh, that's Sutton. That's like the middle school.
It's great.
So it starts there. So, you have a really very sophisticated upbringing. So that's why I was like Rome to Atlanta. But you married a woman from Atlanta. Is that right?
Yes. Well, technically born in Memphis, but moved here like 1 year old.
And so how did you guys meet?
We met in Switzerland, 2001 at a common friend's birthday. And she was living in London. Mm-hmm. And it was I think 3 weeks before the 9/11. So she couldn't fly back to the US, and we just met. Mm-hmm. And I lived in Rome, and I said, just, if you can't go back home, then come here. And then we moved in and had 4 years of just travels and fun.
Right.
And then our first kid.
And you had 4 children together?
We have 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. It'll complicate things.
Yeah, and she hates the US.
She does?
Yeah.
And you love it?
Well, of course, I mean, everyone loves Europe, and Italy is beautiful, and Rome is, but the opportunities are not there anymore since many years. So I come from a very wealthy family that went bust in 2012. So I told my wife at the time, I'm like, I think, we should move to the US and give it a shot there, which is now here. And she was like horrified because she's very European. She's very sophisticated. She's actually a wonderful person, beautiful, and a great mom. We just kind of unaligned on our decisions for the future,
That happens.
which is fine. And we're in great, like we talk every day. We share our, we have 3 children. So whether
She
you like
moved
it
to
or not,
LA, right?
sorry,
She moved to LA, right?
she is now in, what's it called? Newport Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the little one, the 14-year-old. The eldest is here with me. And then the middle one, the 18-year-old, is like wherever he wants right now. Because I love him to travel. So,
Yeah, travel's a real education.
Yeah.
And, to me, from growing up in Berlin, I'm not super educated. Like, I went to art school, my husband.
You're educated by life.
Yeah, because my husband was like, well, he read his books in school, and I was like, oh, I wasn't there that day. But, I've been to a lot of places growing up in spending time in a communist country and seeing Eastern Europe before the wall
That's
came
insane.
down.
Yeah.
That was it was a real eye opener. So when Americans are talking about us being socialist and whatever, I'm like, give me a break. Like, you have no idea how grim it can be. And so, I think
Italy's kind of the same.
Well, yeah,
It's
Italy
gotten
has
there
an
now,
interesting history.
because now it's socialist, semi-communist, and that is really what kills enterprise. So that's the reason why I left. Really, is because success there is seen as almost as an insult. Like, oh,
Well, a lot of
you're doing
Europe is
great.
like that. Like, it's very class oriented.
It is, and it's frowned upon to do well. Unlike here, where if you do well, you're welcome to the community. Like, you have.
Well, that's the American way.
Yeah.
Like, nobody works
the
harder
American
than
dream.
the American, but nobody works harder than Americans.
Maybe the Japanese.
Yeah, maybe the Japanese,
Maybe.
because our country looks like a trash can apparently next to Japan. But that's on my bucket list to go there this year.
They are 100 years ahead.
Yeah, they are.
For sure.
They are like,
Yeah.
and but they have a very different.
But
system.
this place still, I have to. I'm very thankful for the decision that we made, even though we disagreed with my ex-wife, and we both got to see both sides. Whether we like it or not. And the children, the best thing that or her and I could ever have done for them is to make them the most well-traveled, easy. Like, my kids come to Atlanta, they travel to Europe, they travel to see their mom, and it's always like, get your Uber. Like, I'm not gonna come to the airport and pick you up. Like, get the MARTA. Whatever.
MARTA, excuse
Yes.
me. I don't believe kids should be taking Ubers when
Well,
But I'm
if
kind
it's
of
part of the experience of being able to be independent, then I support it.
right, but they should know
I
how to
love
get
that.
on a MARTA too.
They do.
Especially in New York and
Oh, they do.
yeah,
My
know
daughter,
how
the
to
eldest
navigate.
one, she loves New York, and she's constantly goes back and forth with New York, and she's always in the subway.
Yeah,
So
you don't want to be you want to be able to do high low.
But what I meant by that is what you said. I think being well traveled and having been places and having lived in different countries just elevates your mind. I mean, if you like, I lived in Switzerland, I lived in France, England, well, London, because what else is there in England?
It
I'm
gets
kidding.
really
Joke.
grim outside
But
of London.
Spain, Portugal, Brazil. So living in different countries gives you that urge to do something different. And I think that's what I'm trying to. One of the few contributions I have for my children is to allow them to travel wherever they want.
Well, I think that's the best gift you could give them.
I think this one, the eldest is going to Fiji. I think she said for a turtle conservation program, like to help the turtles breed. I'm like, sure, yeah, why not? But it is very important, and I think there's a big lack of that here, in the sense where Americans travel more than ever now, but they tend to hit the same destinations.
You mean 30A in Colorado?
No, I mean in Europe, it's Paris, London, maybe, and then it's Amalfi, which sucks. It's all fake. It's like
Well, when I was there,
built
I was
around
there
Americans.
2 weeks ago, or 2 years ago rather, and I was like, "This is like Disneyland." It was awful.
That's what I said. Fake.
We were staying in Ravello, which was a little bit.
Ravello is actually
that was
nice.
Super chic, and
my mom is actually a big lover of Ravello and a hater of Capri, but
Capri is horrible.
horrible. But anyway, I don't want to criticize it. It's a business.